In this video we're diving deep into the top 5 rare UK Elizabeth coins that could turn your pocket money into serious. These aren't just historical relics, they're hidden treasures. Whether you're a collector or just curious, stick around to find out which of these coins could fetch you a small fortune. Let's uncover the hidden value. This isn't a fantasy, it's the story of the 1971 Elizabeth II New Penny era coin. A tiny copper disc with a massive secret. It's one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in British history, and only a tiny handful are known to exist today. We're unlocking the history, the errors, and the massive value behind this rarest of decimal treasures. Background: to understand the legendary status of the 1971 New Penny era, we must first explore the historical moment it came from. The decimal day revolution on February 15, 1971. Britain finally shifted from its centuries-old currency system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a modern decimal system. This transformation was both exciting and chaotic, and for coin collectors, it became a goldmine of rare transitional pieces. Off-center strike error, £55,000 to £70,000. Double strike error, £90,000 to £115,000. Wrong metal or clipped planchet, £133,000 to £168,000. Auction sales record and market value. When it comes to value, the 1971 1p era coin is in a league of its own. Here's why the price has soared. Extreme rarity. Only 3-5 authentic examples are known to exist. Some are held in private collections and may never see public auction again. Historical impact. As a first year of decimal currency, errors from 1971 carry enormous historical weight. This coin isn't just an error, it's a glitch in a national transformation. Royal connection. The coin bears the beloved image of Queen Elizabeth II, which adds emotional and cultural value, especially after her historic 70-year reign. Sales and valuation. A verified wrong planchet 1971 1p coin sold privately for £115,000 in 2018. Another specimen with an obverse reverse mule error fetched £133,000 at a high-profile numismatic auction in 2022. Experts at Baldwin's and Spink estimate a flawless, certified, uncirculated error 1p could bring as much as £168,000 if offered to global collectors today. Just imagine a coin you could have once spent on a bag of sweets is now worth more than a Ferrari or a London flat deposit. How to identify a 1971 1p era coin? Now for the million-pound question. What should you look for? Let's break it down. Confirm the year. The coin must be dated 1971, the first year of decimal currency. Look carefully on the reverse. Weigh it. A standard 1971 1p weighs 3.56 g. Any significant variation, heavier or lighter, could indicate a wrong planchet or foreign blank. Examine the metal. The official 1p coins are bronze. If the coin appears dull gray, silverish, reddish, or golden, you might have a transitional composition error. Check for mismatched dies. Does the obverse, Queen's portrait, belong with the reverse portcullis? Any inconsistencies in design, size, spacing, or inscriptions? Professional grading. If you suspect a rare error, do not clean the coin. Send it to a professional like NGC UK PCGS Europe. London Coins Grading. A verified grade increases the value by tens of thousands of pounds. We're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern coin errors in British history, the 1979 Elizabeth II New Pence coin, a numismatic legend that has collectors hunting across the UK and beyond. Stick around to the end, because not only will we reveal why this coin, we'll also share how you can identify one yourself, and yes, it might be hiding in your coin collection right now. Background. To understand how this rare 1979 era came to be, we first need to journey back to the late 1960s and early 1970s. In 1971, the United Kingdom officially decimalized its currency, moving from pounds, shillings, and pence to a modern decimal system, pounds and 100 pence. This massive overhaul meant new coins, new designs, and a period of transition that would prove fertile ground for mistakes. How much is this coin really worth? This is the part you've been waiting for. Depending on condition, demand, and provenance, the 1979 New Pence 2p era coin can fetch astronomical prices on the open market. Average sales of known examples have ranged from $157,000 to $190,000 at major auctions and some private sales and collector forums. Offers have been rumored to go as high as $220,000, especially for coins in mint or near-mint uncirculated condition. But it's not just the rarity that boosts its value, it's the historical context, the limited known examples, and the mystery surrounding how they got out in the first place. Plus, with every passing year, fewer high-quality specimens remain in existence, meaning the value could continue to climb. What to look for? Want to check if you might be sitting on a six-figure coin? Here's what you need to examine. Obverse front. Should feature Queen Elizabeth II facing right. Should be dated 1979. Reverse back. Should read New Pence, not 2 pence. Should feature the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, with the motto ICH Dying Serve. If you have a coin with this combination, 1979 on the obverse and New Pence on the reverse, you might have hit the jackpot. But beware, fakes are out there. Always get potential rarities authenticated by a professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation NGC or Professional Coin Grading Service PCGS in the US, or London Coins or Spink in the UK. The real story of a rare and mysterious error coin, the 1968 Elizabeth II 5 New Pence coin. This seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding in your change jar, but a rare error variation has stunned collectors with its extreme scarcity and skyrocketing value. You'll know exactly what to look for, and you might even discover a fortune in your home background. To understand the 1968 error 5 New Pence, we need to rewind to one of the most transformative moments in British coinage, decimalisation. Before 1971, the UK used a complex currency system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. But change was coming. In preparation for decimalisation, the first 5 New Pence coin was introduced in 1968, years before the official switchover in 1971. Designed to replace the shilling. Off-centre strike error, £20,000 to £35,000. Double strike error, £45,000 to £55,000. Planchet or wrong metal error, £75,000 to £100,000. Auction sales record and value. So why is this coin worth so much? First, the rarity. Fewer than 10 authenticated examples have surfaced publicly. In numismatics, rarity is everything. A coin that shouldn't exist but does becomes legendary. Second, the historical timing. As the first decimal coin, any error from 1968 carries significant transitional value, marking the end of centuries of traditional British coinage and the dawn of a new era. Third, the mystique. This isn't a coin that appears in every guidebook or price chart. It's more like a numismatic ghost known to exist, yet incredibly elusive. Here's what we've seen in auctions in 2015. An unusual 1968 error 5 New Pence sold privately for £55,000. In 2019, a mint state example with confirmed planchet anomaly fetched nearly £75,000 in a specialist coin auction, and in 2024, rumors swirled about an uncirculated example changing hands in the private market for over £100,000. Let that sink in. A coin the size of your thumbnail, worth more than a luxury car or a house deposit. How to identify a 1968 error? Now let's talk identification. What should you look for? Weight and metal check. The standard 1968 5 New Pence should weigh 5.65 grams and be composed of cupronickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Any major deviation could mean a wrong planchet was used. Edge inspection. Check for strange milling patterns or an unusually smooth edge, signs of a foreign or mismatched blank. Strike quality. If the coin looks oddly struck, off-center, or missing design elements, you could be looking at a striking error. Die mismatches. Inspect both sides. Do the obverse and reverse designs belong together? Sometimes the coin might have a mismatched die pairing that's called a mule. Third-party grading. If you suspect your coin may be a rare error, do not clean it. Send it to a professional grading company like NGC or PCGS UK for authentication. In this video, we're diving deep into the jaw-dropping mystery behind the 1970 Elizabeth II 10 New Pence error coin, a coin so rare collectors have hunted it for decades with barely a handful confirmed. If you've ever held a 10p coin from the 1970s, this could be your golden ticket. Stick with me to the end to learn what to look for, because this coin could be hiding in plain sight. Background. Before we explore the rare error coin, we need to understand the revolutionary shift happening in British coinage history at the time. By the late 1970s, the UK was preparing for a monumental change: decimalisation, the complete restructuring of the British currency system. The move from pounds, shillings, and pence to a simple base 10 system was scheduled for February 15, 1971, famously known as Decimal Day. Off-center strike error, £45,000 to £67,000. Double strike error, £74,000 to £87,000. Planchet or missing design error, £95,000 to £127,000. Auction sales price and value. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping value of this mysterious error coin. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the perfect storm of qualities that make this coin so valuable: extreme rarity, historical significance, a major national currency shift, and royal association. Let's look at real-world numbers. In 2016, a 1970 10p error coin sold through a UK private numismatist for £87,000 after verification by multiple grading services. In 2022, a second example surfaced and sold at an international auction for £95,000, even though it was slightly worn. Experts estimate that if a mint-state, perfectly preserved error 1970 10p coin came to auction today, it could break records, fetching as much as £127,000 from a top-tier collector. Let that sink in. A coin that cost 10 pence in 1970, now worth more than a Bentley. How to identify a 1970 10p error coin? Here's the exciting part: you might just have one of these coins sitting in an old change jar or inherited coin collection. Here's exactly what to look for. Check the date. The coin must clearly say 1970 on the reverse. Remember, these coins were not meant for circulation, so anything with circulation wear is highly suspicious and possibly a rare escaped error. Check the weight. Normal 1970 10p coins weigh 11.31 g. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on a wrong planchet, a critical error factor. Metal composition. The coin should be cupronickel. If your 1970 10p has a different hue, darker, yellowish, or unusually shiny, it might have been struck on a foreign blank. Inspect the strike. Look closely under magnification. Professional grading. If your coin fits these signs, do not clean it. Cleaning kills value. Instead, send it for grading to NGC UK PCGS Europe. London Coins Grading Service. They can authenticate the error and assign a grade, which can skyrocket the coin's auction value. One of the most mysterious and rarest British error coins ever discovered, the 1997 UK Elizabeth II New Pence error coin. This coin wasn't meant to exist, but a tiny design error slipped through the cracks of the Royal Mint. Stay with me until the end, because not only will I break down the fascinating history behind this incredible error, I'll also show you how to identify a real one, why it's so valuable, and how one lucky collector turned 50 pence into a fortune. Background: the 50 pence coin was introduced in 1997, replacing the 10 shilling note. The coin was revolutionary not just in value, but in shape. It featured an equilateral curve heptagon, 7 sides with a smooth, constant curve, making it instantly recognizable and perfect for vending machines and cash registers. For years, the 50p coin bore the phrase New Pence to mark the UK's transition to decimal currency. But by 1982, New Pence was officially retired and replaced by 50 pence to reflect full decimalization. Auction sales price and market value. Let me share a story that stunned the collecting world in 2019. A coin dealer from London discovered a peculiar 50p piece in a bulk buy of circulated coins. At first glance, it seemed like any other coin, but the word New Pence caught his eye when he realized it was a 1997 dated coin. He rushed it to a grading expert after weeks of examination. The verdict was clear: authentic error. A 1 in a million piece. That coin went to private auction, where fierce bidding from collectors in the UK, USA, and Japan drove the final price to £175,000 sterling, about $225,000. Another specimen graded as MS66 is rumored to have been sold in 2024 for over $250,000. Though the buyer remains anonymous, it's not just the ultra-wealthy bidding either. Coin forums light up every year with hopeful collectors sharing blurry pictures, wondering if they've struck. How to identify one. Now you might be wondering, could I have one of these in my coin jar? Here's what to look for. Obverse head side features Queen Elizabeth II's portrait by Raphael Maclauff. Used until 1997. Reverse tail side classic Britannia design with a lion. Seated figure holding a trident and shield. Most important clue: look closely at the wording. If it says New Pence instead of 50 pence on a 1997 dated coin, you may be holding a treasure. Weight and size. The 1997 version was already shrunk, so compare against earlier, larger 50p coins for authenticity. Warning: fakes and altered coins are rampant. Some 1980s New Pence coins have been tampered with to look like 1997 coins. Authentication by a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS.